All right, folks, a very light video here on the installation process for getting this awesome radio installed on the Highlander. We'll provide the details for the radio in the description below. But very easy process here. So all I'm going to do is need to remove this trim piece, number one, this trim piece, number two, and the two air vents. Once I do that, the radio will be exposed with the 410mm requiring, I can't speak today, but I'll use a 10mm socket to get the four guys out. So let's go ahead and show here as I use my tool to simply get the side there in the corner, right? And then very gently, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up the side here, 8, 9, maybe 10 there of these guys. Now, as you get to the top here, this portion, use your tool again to pull from the inside out in case you have any trouble. And then you'll see that there are two wires that are connected here. We'll very quickly release the one on the left with a very push mechanism, while the other one requires a pull mechanism at the top. And I'll put this away here and show you what I'm talking about. Let's put that in the back seat. As you can see, this little guy here simply required pushing of the top to get it out, while the other guy was sitting like this and requires you to lift this little guy up here to then release. So we're gonna leave those two guys there. And the next thing, as you can see, is already coming off. Daddy took care of some of this earlier to make sure it worked, but this one I didn't even need to use the tool. I grabbed the bottom piece here and very carefully pulled so that we take out each one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It appears 6 of the clamps there. And then this also did not require a tool for me to pull out the two air vents. Maybe a little struggle if you struggle as well. If it does have a little tough time coming out, don't force it. Bust out the tool. We don't want to ruin any of the pieces here. So let's just conveniently put that guy there and this guy here. Now the radio is exposed, and there are those 10mm requiring sockets that I am unable to articulate. 2 of them are there, and if we come over here, we can show you where the other one's hiding, right? So we're going to pause here, come back, and take care of those sockets. Remove the radio and bring the bad boy in. All right, folks, we're back. Got a 10mm wrench here. Make sure you do get the extension on here, as it is going to be a little difficult to reach the guy there. Let's go ahead and get these out first. So we're going to get these off and we'll come back. All right, folks, all 4 have been taken out. So the radio is ready to be taken out of the vehicle harness as well. Now keep in mind, you're not going to use these for the radio that we'll be installing. We will be taking advantage of the yellow clips, which we'll display later on. So what we'll end up doing is we'll put these back in there afterwards, just so that they are kept in place, and in case we ever want to switch it back out to factory for selling. All right, so what's going to happen now is the radio should come out. I do believe I'll need to put a little tension to get those clips out of there. So let me see if I can give you guys a little bit of a view here as we lean this here. Pardon the unprofessional nature of the video here, but we're going to make this work. Alright, so decent enough view. Just give me a moment here, we'll get it back. I'm just going to try to straight up pull. So I did a little bit of a lean action, pushing the top downward and pulling up from the bottom, and then pulled outward. And now I'll grab the phone back here as we are pulling our guy back with all the connections. So now the job will become to simply disconnect all these guys, not only the ones that are connected to the vehicle. We'll see that there are a couple that will remain connected to the actual unit here. And then we'll bring the new bad boy in and fit like hardness with like hardness and go from there. All right, folks, so here's what we have at the moment. Radio has been disconnected. I do have the old piece here, the old unit. What I'm going to do is grab these yellow clips, as this is going to be essentially the only thing that'll clip on our new device. We'll see it'll fit perfectly, but this will be necessary. So I'm going to grab these out of here. We'll bring in the new unit and we'll start connecting what looks like a mess, but I think we'll be able to figure it out. All right, folks, we're back here with the unit. I just wanted to show the clips that we took off from the old radio and how we are going to place them right here. They'll clip on like so. As you'll see, it's going to be evident which corners allow for these two clips. Once we get the radio up, I'll show whether that's the top or the bottom side. But clips, important to grab those from the old unit. Now let's bring this to the car and get it connected. All right, ladies and gents, back here in the car with the unit laying face down. Now these are confirmed as the bottom portions here where the clips are. So what I'm looking to do here before I start getting things connected, there are a couple of items here. The microphone, I'm gonna try to insert it in here so I can have it pop out and then do something with the extra cable to place it somewhere convenient. Additionally, what else did this bring? The USB port, I'm gonna try to tuck it in so it comes down inside my glove box. I saw that we are going to be able to, and these might not be necessary, but I'm just going to install them. But we have this Wi-Fi cable or Wi-Fi antenna with an adhesive. So I'm going to try to insert that through there so I can actually tape it underneath here. And we'll show that occurring. And the last thing was the Wi-Fi, and no, that was a Wi-Fi antenna. So this guy here is GPS. This has an adhesive as well, and I saw it connects right there. And I saw that this is something that we'll be able to place right on top of the unit. All right. So I'm going to tuck those guys in individually, then I'll go in and match these with these, and we'll show you the insertion and try it out, see if it works. All right, folks, connected everything that required a connection. Definitely check with customer support, as there may be specifics that apply to yours. They are so helpful with providing specific instructions and pictures. For instance, mine had a subwoofer, aftermarket one, so they told me what to do just in case. But it appears that I didn't need to worry about that blue wire. But as far as the camera, they'll provide you the instructions as well, as there are two different camera ones. And I selected the one that I was instructed, the one that connects to the harness that connects to the vehicle, essentially, as we have this other free one with a harness that didn't have a matching one for the vehicle. So this is one that may be used for a secondary camera. For instance, I have this backup camera here, which I may add a rear view one, and that's something in the future I can add and view it through the auxiliary option. Whereas this one here will keep the functionality of the Toyota Highlander backup rear view camera, as we'll see with the lines and adjustments with steering wheel. All right, so now I got everything tucked away. I'm gonna put the unit in and show you guys after. There's the bad boy inserted in there. Again, no screws, so you were able to just have it click. You'll hear the click in place with the 2 yellow clips you inserted. And now it's stable in there. Looks great. Let me go ahead and put all the trimmings back on and turn it on and see if it works. And just to show how easy it is to get these clipped, and take advantage if you want to clean the inside of these vents while you have them out, right? But we're just gonna have it aligned appropriately. I'm gonna take the little side of the plastic out here so it's out of the way. And now that's it. A little push there as it will be perfectly flush. Now let's put that top trim in there. See if I can stay with you guys here while we do this. Very straightforward. Fitting clips in the holes and giving it a little bit of a how do you do. That baby's in there. And last but not least, this one I'll put the camera down, so I'm going to connect these 2. Lay this guy here, and then the moment of truth. And quickly here, as we were able to get the 2 cables back on there. Now we're just fitting the clips here in the proper hole. And here I may need 2 hands, so I just wanted to show you. Now it is just lightly set in place, and we'll give it a nice little push here to make sure the clips are back on. Take off that screen protector there. Now the radio did come with a screen protector as well that I will be adding, but baby, it looks like we may be in business. Daddy forgot to put on the spare ones. It's not going to affect at all how this performs. It was just going to be a way for me to keep track of it for later use, but so much for that. All right, now the true test. Let's bust out the keys here. And here we are, folks. It is on. First step here is I'm going to be connecting to the internet, as the steps call for internet connection, Bluetooth to load your device, and then using the TP-Link app, I believe, in order to get the CarPlay going. So we'll display this here in a moment. And here it is, folks. We are connected. We have CarPlay here. I still have to kind of mess with things to ensure that I know how to get everything going, but there it is, my friends. Oh, that is fucking sweet. That's pardon my language. That is very excellent. And apparently I gotta get back to work. We have a Teams meeting here. But folks, very easy to install. My goodness, did it here in less than 30 minutes. And wow, this is amazing.